Hey everybody, welcome to this week's video. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first week tuning in. Each week I bring you a glimpse into the coming week in the form of an energetic forecast. So welcome back if you are a regular viewer. We are looking at November 20th to 26th, 2022. If you do come across this video outside that time frame and the guidance contained in it feels relevant to you, then it absolutely is. But we are looking at the 20th to the 26th of November, a holiday week for many people in the US. So sort of a time when we may have more familial encounters, or we may be traveling, maybe taking some time off work, but doing a lot more at home. So just remember to kind of schedule some downtime for yourself this week. Which brings me actually to the first keyword. I didn't realize it until I said that sentence and then looked at the keywords. So if you're new to the channel, each week I channel 3 keywords from the Akashic Records while I am working in the records each week. And then we get some crystal guidance and some oracle card guidance as well. But let's talk first about the 3 keywords that I channeled this week. The first one is maintenance. And it's kind of funny because I said this week you may need to schedule some downtime. That sounds an awful lot like maintenance, doesn't it? So I wasn't even thinking about it being a holiday weekend for many people, or that we may need to kind of schedule some extra time alone, some extra quiet time, that sort of thing. Whatever fills our cup rather than takes from it is what we need to make sure we're scheduling this week. So that is the maintenance keyword, and that's why that popped up, and it just kind of clubbed me across the head there when I said it. The second keyword is suggest, and the third keyword is forge. So we have maintenance, suggest, and forge. And the message I got when I asked for a little clarification about the word suggest was sometimes I get prompted to look at the dictionary definition. So it is to cause one to think something exists, to suggest. So this is about self-suggestibility. And this is really kind of staying in maintenance mode this week, also scheduling that downtime, scheduling that maintenance, and suggesting to ourselves the things we want to create more of. So if you look at it from that definition, to cause one to think something exists, we want to be sure we're staying in that mode where we're, maybe not falling back into knee-jerk reactions or childhood patterns, that sort of thing. If we're around maybe family members this week that were not around for much of the year, sometimes these sort of patterns come back up that we haven't thought about in a very long time. So the suggest keyword says we may be extra suggestible this week, and it's gonna, with this being a collective rating, it's going to have different connotations for everyone. But it could be that you are extra suggestible. So just be mindful and aware of that. You may run into somebody who says something who all of a sudden you're back in those kind of repeat thoughts or knee-jerk reactions, or things maybe you thought you would healed your way out of, I guess I'll say. But it's just that suggestibility sometimes subconsciously takes us back. So being aware of that and knowing, no, I am here now. That's been coming up for a lot of people, myself included. I am here now. And maybe just even saying that to yourself this week if uncomfortable things come up. Nope, I am here now. And then forge, the keyword, sorry, let me go back to suggest, because it could be suggestibility, taking things in from other people and remembering to kind of keep an energetic barrier between yourself and others so you're not too suggestible. But it could also be for others, if that's not the case for you, to keep suggesting the things to yourself that you do want to create more of. So being self-suggestible, I guess I'll call it, so that you are the one who's causing yourself to think things are possible. So then on to forge, and this was another one where I got the prompt to kind of look up the definition of it, and it is to make or to shape. So very much tied to the suggest keyword, to make or to shape, or to create new conditions. So this is kind of all the same. Suggest and forge have the same energy. So to make or to shape, maybe for some of you, if you run into a situation that would have caused you to sort of be triggered or overreact or go into yourself and shut down, anything that it would have caused an uncomfortable feeling about this week, that's the to make or to shape meaning of forge. And that is the suggestibility for coming from outside yourself. So if you can spin that and be self-suggestible, and then take the second meaning of the word forge, where it is to create new conditions, then you're going to end up in a much different place. And so this week really about a lot of reflecting and seeing where we're at now and saying, nope, I am here now. So that's what I'm getting from the records this week. I'm going to do things a little differently this week. I don't ever shuffle on camera just for the sake of time and space and ease, but didn't have a chance to do that before I started recording. So we are just going to draw on camera this week. Okay. So the one that pops out from the crystal deck, sorry, we are using crystal deck number 5 from Healing Crystals this week. So it's magnetite, and I really love this. Apologies, I'm going to be a little discombobulated since I didn't draw ahead of time. Magnetite is about just sort of drawing things toward us that we want. So it's that suggestibility and creating new conditions through sort of drawing those into our experience. So the 3 keywords for magnetite are magnetic therapy, stability, and balance. And it connects us really strongly with the root chakra, which is that grounding energy we want to be in this week. The mantra or affirmation you can use if you want to connect with the energy of this crystal is, I attract positive energies into my life. So it doesn't get much more simple than that. Just saying, nope, I am here now. I attract positive energies into my life. So for those of you who may find yourself in some just energetically overwhelming or energetically draining situations this week, this could be a good energy to work with. So then for our Sunday energy, and this is part of the reason I draw ahead of time, is I will continually lose track of where we're at. This will be Sunday. We are going to use the Louise Hay Heart Thoughts deck. So let's see. What do we get? It is only a thought, and a thought can be changed. So that very much has to do with the suggestibility, forging energy, right? It is only a thought, and a thought can be changed. And it says, my thoughts and words will create my future. My thoughts form the experiences of tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year. So this is, that forge energy is to create a new condition through self-suggestion, really. So my thoughts and words will create my future. My thoughts form the experiences of tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year. So that's our Sunday energy starting off the week. And then we are going to switch to the Sacred Earth Oracle for the remainder of the week. So this will start our Monday energy. So funny. Monday, we start with balance, which is, I just keep getting the message, something we're going to need a lot of this week. And this ties into the magnetite to just kind of, maybe it was even, yeah, it's the 3rd keyword on the magnetite card, in fact. So balance coming out strong the beginning of the week. This has some dragonfly energy to it, and that was one of our energies, I think, last week, if you see that dragonfly at the top, and that's kind of transformation energy, but remembering to stay balanced, to ground ourselves. So if you can see the red dress here versus the blue dress there, that's taking our intuition. The blue is indicative of our 3rd eye, our crown chakras. We have this almost like yin and yang symbol here in the middle, where they're joining forces. The red is the root chakra, that grounding energy, and they're sort of coming together and saying, okay, I can use my intuition to guide me through this week, to help me stay grounded, to suggest things that are going to be helpful to me, so that I can forge the best possible outcome. Okay. And then let's see what Tuesday brings. Tuesday we have, and sorry, I'm just kind of shuffling down here on my lap. Tuesday we have the perception card. So this kind of the message I'm getting from that one is be sure you have all the information before you make any snap decisions. You know, everyone is sort of in their own little insular bubble these days. And that's great. We are all supposed to be working on ourselves, but things get sticky, you know, because we have relationships and we have connections. So perception saying, be sure you have all the information before you make any judgments, especially this week where there might be more people than usual involved in the plans you're making. So this is interesting. Wednesday, then, we have the perspective card come out. So I like that perception and perspective are coming out back to back. And perspective saying, you know, if we kind of go up above and we lead with our heart rather than past judgments, past experiences, past energetic imprints. But if we rise up above that and look sort of more with our heart, more with our the nature of our higher self, this higher perspective, we may see a little broader perspective of what's going on, and that could influence our perception of things. So no snap judgments, going to that kind of higher place and seeing through the lens of love rather than the lens of ego and judgment. So that is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a holiday for many people this week. That's kind of hilarious. Thursday we have the moderation card. Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US, for those who celebrate it, a day of overindulgence for many. So moderation is what's coming up. So that could be moderation in food and drink. It could also be moderation in how much you allow others into your energy field, or how maybe much you exert yourself. This going back to the keywords that I gave at the beginning about maintenance, kind of making sure that you have enough, that you are setting aside enough time for yourself this week. So it can be just moderation, don't overindulge, but it can also be energetic moderation and making sure that you are keeping some boundaries. And then Friday. Friday we have alliance. So that's interesting because to me, I always think like alliances are forged, right? And that's our third keyword is forged. So if you think of it from that perspective, it's kind of like making or shaping or creating new conditions. So maybe those new conditions are because of an alliance you form. And that doesn't always have to be with another person. It could be with a resource. It could be by committing to yourself or to a project and just kind of being in alliance with lining up the energy to forge ahead on something you've been kind of wanting to do but have put on the back burner. And then Saturday, last day of the week. So Saturday we have patterns. So this is just something that keeps popping up really strongly for this week. And I think it is just because many of us will be thrown back into situations with people we don't spend a lot of time with, you know, and especially given the past couple of years, there were a lot of restrictions in many areas. So this might be the first holiday that we've gotten together for some of us in a few years. So being aware of any patterns that come up energetically, being aware that you need your boundaries, being aware that you may need more downtime than you used to. Things have shifted energetically, right? Many of us are more sensitive than we used to be. So just giving yourself some kindness, some grace, and some room for message I keep getting with that first keyword is scheduled maintenance. Like, look ahead, forecast this, know what you're going to need, and allow that for yourself. Give yourself some scheduled maintenance time this week. So that's all I've got for this week. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.